Gentle readers, this author is quite certain that a good many of the male half of the population will be uninterested in the following video, so you all are given leave to skip to the blooper section so long as you remember to smash like for value. However, for the ladies and the interested men of the population, let this author be the first to inform you that the ton has recently realized it has a plethora of thirsty debutantes who are simply desperate to get caught up in a thirst trap. If you think this video is going to be full of delicious Regency daddies, then, gentle viewer, you would be correct. It is time to commence the ranking of the Regency Zaddies. Lady Thirstydown, the 14th of February, 2021. We can't have Regency thirsty time without tea, right? It's like I could, ooh look, I'm like Regency Babish, and today we're going to make tea. To be embarrassingly honest, I have, I've watched Bridgerton now like 2 times through, and I'm just a little thirsty. I was sitting here, and I was sitting here thinking about Bridgerton, thinking about the Regency period, thinking about any good excuse to wear the most embarrassing piece of costuming I have in my collection. Thank you, Maggie, I love you. And I was like, Regency daughters. I just thought it would be kind of fun just to kind of have a little perusal through Pinterest and a nice selection of Regency daddies that I have collected, and I thought that we would basically thirst over them. It's really hard to rank perfection when they're all perfect in their own unique ways, but I think we'll try. So we're going to be looking at both daddies and zaddies, and if you are not familiar with the term daddy or zaddy, I am here to help you because I Googled it before we filmed this this video. And so a daddy is an older man that one might thirst after, usually distinguished, hopefully of a very vast fortune for the single ladies to enjoy. All the single ladies. And then a zaddy is a younger daddy. So, under the age of 40. Shall we get started? I think it's time to get started.
I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Okay, so they're all so pretty, I don't even know where to begin. Oh my goodness. Let's just start with this one because he's kind of the most boring daddy, and I don't actually know how he made it in here, but let's just call him Bridgerton daddy. Robert Field, he is an American from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I really got nothing to say. I don't know how he made it in here because honestly, like out of all my daddies, like he's kind of the most boring one. You do have nice blue eyes though. I like your buttons on your coat. That's pretty. You're the first, and that's all I got to say about you. Okay, moving on. So next up in our Regency zaddy list is going to be Daniel Dickinson. He's fortunately in black and white. Oh, this is unknown daddy. This is just a portrait of a gentleman daddy. He's who I call hella mutton chops daddy. Like, you like some good facial hair, even with a receding hairline? He's the daddy for you. We got some good bone structure going, and those chops are just so good.
This is what comes of not sowing your wild oats. Proposing to the first chick you set your cap at.
When I was going through these, the other thing that I was like, sorry, I have like stays on it that has the busk that I always talk about, so like this is all I can do. I'm just like, nah. I'm like totally like hunching down onto the damn thing. Hold on. Oh, gummy bear. I guess this gummy bear break would be a great time to talk about our sponsor. Lady Thirstydown, if you could tell us about June's journey, that'd be swell while I take a bit of a gummy bear break. Thank you, Thirsty Abby. Dearest viewers, this week's video has been generously sponsored by June's Journey, our preferred way to decompress after a long afternoon of spilling tea and publishing the most appalling secrets of the ton. If you've never heard of June's Journey, fear not. It is a free-to-download mobile game that takes place in the roaring 1920s and not the wretched 2020s. What I particularly enjoy about this game is that you have to flex your material culture muscle to find objects hidden amongst gorgeous scenery and rendered scenes to help find clues and solve mysteries. Like, who is Lady... What am I called? Lady Thirstydown. The author thoroughly enjoys playing June's Journey for its relaxing gameplay and beautiful imagery. Being the nerd that she is always a sucker for a fun game where she can use earned coins to build an estate that would even make the Bridgertons jealous. Follow the link in the description below to download June's Journey for free and begin your new adventure today. And a special thank you to June's Journey for sponsoring Lady Thirstydown's video today. This poor little boy. I don't know how old he is. But I picked him because I think he looks like Joshua Jackson in Dawson's Creek. See, he just looks like, I don't know, like he should be on the Mighty Ducks hockey team.
On behalf of the Ducks, I'd like to say welcome.
But he's just so cute. We have Mutton Chops, Daddy. We have I Don't Know Why You're Here, Daddy. We have Mighty Ducks, Daddy. Ducks fly together. God, I loved that movie growing up. Okay.
Miss Elizabeth.
Man, I tell you all what, the Regency era for men is just, I think this is when men peaked. I mean, it's hard to be unattractive as a male in the Regency period, which is, for those of you who don't know, the late 1790s up until basically about 1830. Like, rough. I'm giving that a rough estimate here. I mean, like, obviously the women looked amazing all the time, but the men, woo, goodness. I've dubbed this one. I've dubbed this one Hamilton on Ice, Daddy. I'm way too amused by this because I was going through it. He's like sitting there with his arms crossed and it's like 1790s and he's just sitting there ice skating, and then that made me think of like Broadway, and then it made me think of Hamilton, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Hamilton on ice. Could you? Oh God. Just not throwing away your shot on that triple Lutz there, buddy.
I am not throwing away my shot.
The next Regency gentleman we are going to enjoy is going to be Captain John Roberts. Captain John Robinson. God. Captain John Robinson of Newburyport, Massachusetts. They grow them good in Massachusetts. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, his proportions on his shoulders and like his head size are like a little off. Like the portrait artist, he's got like these really narrow shoulders and this very big head, but damn, is that a pretty head. Like, wow. Like, he looks like a soap opera star. I mean, he's got the chiseled jawline. He's got that nose. He's blonde with blue eyes, you know, even though like they got this part really wrong in the proportion game. Like, you know, he worked out because you can see it in his face. Like, you don't have a face like his and you don't like work out. Like, this just doesn't compute. He looks like he could be on a soap opera. He is soap opera daddy. He's a good one. I think what's interesting about him too is that he fits a certain level of conventional attractiveness today. Like, if he like just like popped out of his portrait and he like walked around, we'd be like, Daddy! Daddy! Like, you know, like we'd be like, oh yes, he is a movie star. Like, he's a Chris. Let's just get rid of Chris Pratt and let's just call Captain John Robinson just Chris Robinson, and then like we're good. Ooh, see, Shanty Daddy.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum.
We have him in French, and I cannot read it off the top of my head, but it's okay. The gentleman we are looking at is the father of Alexander Dumas. God, those calf muscles. I mean, those pants. It's just, you know, we were talking, what was it, like 2 weeks ago about like demonetization bait. Now, I know I am rocking some demonetization bait right now. I mean, look at this.
Sex bomb, yeah, you're a sex bomb.
But honestly, I think that like men rocking like Regency outfits with, if they wear pants that tight, you get demonetized. He is rocking a power stash and some really nice pants. And he just is like so, like, oh, I need to zoom in on this one. He deserves a zoom in. Excuse me. Hold on. Let's look a little closer. So I believe these are like leather breeches. Leather trousers, more like it, because they go past the knee. Woo, they're skin tight. Goodness.
Sex bomb, yeah, you're a sex.
He seems equally distributed. Delicious. He's just really pretty. He's very handsome. And I think he was actually known for being extremely handsome too in the period, from what I was able to read about him. Also, like, that dog collar information is fantastic. Let me tell y'all something. There is nothing nicer than a well-cut men's coat from like the 18th and 19th centuries where you can literally see their deltoids. Like, it's so well fit. Between the power stash, the power stance, the power thunder thighs, what do we call him? Thunder thighs, daddy? Yeah, we'll call him thunder thighs, daddy. All right, next up is the Russian silver fox daddy. I just thought he was pretty, and I liked his hair. That's really it. He's Russian. This is Prince Victor Kochube? Please don't at me, I don't know. But he is silver fox daddy. He is the Russian silver fox daddy.
To the evenings you quiet, to the dreams you inhabit. My thoughts of you never end.
The Duke of Hastings himself. It's an unnamed portrait, but I just had to include him because he's basically bone structure daddy. Like, I keep thinking about this portrait of this guy and I'm just like, he is so pretty. The way the light hits his face, because we got some Rembrandt lighting, because like part of it's in shadow. And then we just have like these nice highlights because he's got them cheekbones and he's just very, very, very pretty. Like, he is just, like, if you saw him walk by, you'd go, damn, he's pretty. Not in a thirsty way, you know, but just in a like, you're like really pretty sort of way.
You're like really pretty. Thank you.
Oh, okay. This is Power Stash Daddy, Juan Martin Diaz by Goya, and he's just rocking a power stash. I'm just like, okay, I'm here for it. You got some serious facial hair, my guy. Like, you are not playing around with that facial hair, and I respect it. I fear it, but I respect it because that is a power stash. I want to know when the trend for like the mutton chop into the power stash is gonna come like full circle back. We have the beards now, like that's cool. And like we're seeing more and more mustaches like come back into fashion. And like it obviously started ironically, but like now people are just doing it because they're like, ooh, I kind of like having a mustache. Okay, that's cool, that's great. When is this gonna happen? Like, when are we gonna get the chops into the power stash as like a look and not just something you do when you're shaving? I'm just putting it out there. I just wanna know. What are we gonna do? When are we gonna do it? Tell me, let me know. Finally, the granddaddy of them all, the daddy with the capital D, Jean-Baptiste Belay, because this portrait was never about his face. Ever. Literally, the center of the portrait. It's not his face. And he is daddy. With a capital D. I love that portrait. Not for that reason. I just love that that is like his power move. Like, he's like, and? You're like, yes. I see you're a righty.
If I caused Mother discomfort today, I am sorry for it.
Okay, like also, I know you guys don't know how well you guys can see this because of just like the angle. But like, women actually wore these caps and they thought they were cute. Can we just like talk about that real fast? Like, this is taken from like an original. I mean, like, this is probably one of the better ways I've styled it, but like, it's literally the most embarrassing thing I could possibly own. Like, if I tucked all of my hair, like, do you guys see this? Do you see what's happening here? Like, this is just the most embarrassing thing you could possibly wear. I look like a doll baby and not in a good way. I look like Lucifer from Cinderella. Like, it's not a cute look. Like, I love it because it's not a cute look. Does that make sense? I like embarrassing myself. What can I say? I hope that you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you all back here next week with a new video. And until then, friends, have a good one. Bye. Wow, this dress is garbage. Honey, you can't get ranked in this. This is for humans, not for puppos. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Also, I just didn't. John Robertson. Robert. Oh, goodness. He's giving you looks too. Like, it's not just like, I'm math good. Like anything else, because it's just way too risky. So he definitely goes into the can I show you my ankle category, because you want to flirt with him, but you don't want to get committed. And God, this is so stupid. Okay.